The Kepler 442 outpost had been decommissioned for 15 years when Lisa found it listed on the Frontier Property Exchange. The asking price was laughably low, just 40,000 credits for a fully functional military installation on the edge of charted space. There had to be a catch. "Why's it so cheap?" she asked the digital broker, her scarred fingers drumming against the viewport of her transport shuttle. Remote location, 47 light-years from the nearest trade route. Previous occupants cited psychological distress in their departure logs. The AI's voice carried no inflection. However, structural integrity is at 93%, power core functional, atmospheric processors operational. Lisa had spent 22 years in the Terran Defense Corps. She'd seen combat on 6 worlds, lost half her squad to Zythian raiders on Proxima B, and earned more commendations than she had wall space to display them. After all that, solitude sounded like paradise. "I'll take it." 3 weeks later, she stood in the command center of her new home. The base was a marvel of military engineering, 3 kilometers of reinforced tunnels carved into an asteroid, with enough supplies to sustain a garrison of 200 for 5 years. Now it was just her. She spent the first month making it livable. The hydroponics bay became a garden. The armory became a workshop. The barracks became storage for the things she couldn't quite throw away: uniforms, medals, a picture of her squad before Proxima. On day 43, she established her perimeter. Using the base's defense grid, Lisa deployed a network of sensor buoys in a sphere 15,000 kilometers in radius. Each buoy broadcast a simple message in 73 languages: private property, unauthorized entry prohibited. Trespassers will be met with lethal force. She also activated something the previous occupants had either missed or been too afraid to use: the base's original defense AI, a military-grade tactical system designated Guardian 7. Most civilians would have wiped such a system immediately. Lisa wasn't most civilians. "Guardian, run diagnostics," she said, settling into the command chair that had once belonged to a colonel. "All systems optimal, Commander." The AI's voice was crisp, professional, awaiting orders. "Monitor the perimeter. Log all contacts. Alert me to any approaches within 5,000 kilometers." "Acknowledged." Lisa smiled. It felt good to give orders again, even better knowing she wouldn't lose anyone following them. The first intrusion came 6 months later. "Commander contact," Guardian announced, pulling Lisa from sleep at 300 hours. "Single vessel, mass, approximately 4,000 tons. Configuration matches Irivok hunting-class destroyer." Lisa was in the command center within 90 seconds, her old combat instincts overriding 6 months of peaceful routine. The main display showed a sleek, predatory vessel approaching her perimeter at 0.3 light speed. The Irivok were known throughout this sector. Alien hunters who pursued human prey for sport, trading captured humans on black markets across a dozen worlds. They operated in the lawless frontier zones where Terran patrols rarely ventured. "They've crossed the warning line," Guardian reported. "No response to hails." Lisa's jaw tightened. She'd posted the warnings clearly. These hunters thought her isolated position meant she was vulnerable. They were about to learn otherwise. "Guardian designate as hostile. Authorization protocol, Fortress Delta 9. Confirmed, engaging." The defense grid came alive. 16 railgun platforms, hidden among the asteroid debris, triangulated on the Irivok ship. The hunters likely never saw them. Stealth coding made the platforms invisible to standard sensors until they fired. The electromagnetic pulses launched at a fraction of light speed. At this range, even with their destroyer shields, the Irivok had no chance to evade. The first 3 rounds collapsed their shield envelope. The next 4 punched through their hull. The ship's fusion core breached in a silent flash of white light. No escape pods launched. The Irovoc didn't believe in retreat. Threat eliminated, Guardian reported. Debris field dispersing. No survivors detected. Lisa watched the expanding cloud of wreckage on her screen. She felt nothing. No remorse, no satisfaction. Just the cold certainty that came from doing what was necessary. Log it, she said, and keep monitoring. The second intrusion came 3 months later. This time, 3 ships. They're signaling, Guardian said. Audio transmission, Irovoc language. Translate and play. A guttural voice filled the command center. Human, you destroyed the hunting vessel Bloodclaw. You will compensate us with your surrender, or we will take you by force and sell your bones for trophies. Lisa leaned back in her chair. Guardian response. You crossed a clearly marked boundary. Leave now or join your friends. The Irovoc ships didn't leave. They accelerated toward the base, weapons hot. This time, Lisa used the base's missile batteries. 36 smart warheads, each with an AI guidance system capable of compensating for evasive maneuvers. The Irovoc managed to destroy half of them, their point defense lasers working frantically. The other 18 were enough. When the debris cleared, there were no intact hulls. No survivors, just expanding clouds of plasma and twisted metal. Commander, Guardian said after a moment, I'm detecting a transmission on long-range frequencies. The Irovoc ships broadcasted our coordinates before destruction. Multiple parties may now be aware of this location. Lisa nodded slowly. Then let them come, update the warning buoys. Add, 21 Irovoc have crossed this line. None returned. This is your only warning. Over the next year, 11 more ships approached the perimeter. Hunters, pirates, slavers, the scum that thrived in the lawless dark between stars. Some ignored the warnings out of arrogance. Others came specifically because of them, thinking the broadcasts were bluffs. None made it within 1,000 kilometers of the base. Lisa never left the command center during an engagement. She watched every approach, authorized every firing solution, and logged every kill. Guardian handled the tactical execution with cold precision, but Lisa made certain she bore the weight of command. These weren't autonomous defenses firing blindly. She was choosing to pull the trigger. She'd done it for her country for 22 years. Now she did it for herself. The reputation spread. Lisa didn't know how exactly. There were no survivors to tell tales, but information had a way of flowing through the frontier. Perhaps pirates monitored each other's transponders. Perhaps they investigated when hunting vessels went silent. However it happened, within 18 months, the approaches stopped entirely. On the 2-year anniversary of her purchase, Lisa sat in her garden, surrounded by tomato plants and herbs, watching the stars through the reinforced viewport. Guardian's presence was a quiet hum in the background of her mind, a constant companion she'd grown comfortable with. Commander, the AI said, I have a question if you'll permit. Lisa raised an eyebrow. Guardian had never asked personal questions before. Go ahead. In 24 months, we have engaged 47 vessels, all hostile, all destroyed. Yet you maintain the warning system, offering them the choice to turn back. Why? Lisa considered the question, her fingers absently touching the soil of Earth she'd brought with her, real Earth, from the home she'd left behind. Because I'm not a hunter, she said finally. I don't enjoy this, I don't seek it out, but I earned the right to peace, Guardian. I earned it with blood and years and watching good people die. This place, this silence, it's mine, and anyone who thinks they can take it from me learns that some humans can't be hunted. Understood, Commander. Lisa smiled slightly. Besides, every ship that turns back is one I don't have to destroy. That's a victory too. And if they stop coming entirely, then I'll know I've finally found what I was looking for. Guardian processed this in silence for several seconds. What is that, Commander? Lisa looked out at the stars, vast and indifferent and beautiful. Home. Years passed. The attacks didn't resume. In the vast dark between stars, word had spread among the predators. There was a place marked by a human veteran where hunters became prey, where boundaries meant something, where crossing a line meant death. They called her the widow of Kepler 442, though Lisa never knew the name. She only knew peace. And that was worth any price.